Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is Winning Wednesday. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button today. And for those of you that are already subscribed to my channel, welcome back to Winning Wednesday. Today I am with my husband.
What's poppin', y'all?
And we are doing Winning Wednesday, the couples special. And a lot of people don't know because we look so great that we've been married for 15 years. This year will be 15 years. We've actually been together for 18 years almost, right? Yeah.
See that wisdom, y'all?
Oh my God.
Some wisdom, man.
I have way more than he does. Anyways. Yeah, we've been married for 15 years, so we just wanted to encourage couples today because we really believe in encouraging other married couples when we have the opportunity to. And we wanted to take the time out to give you guys some tips, some things that we've learned over the 15 years of us being married that could help you win in your relationship. Because there are some things we've learned the hard way and some things we've just learned in just growing together. So we just wanted to take time out and share these things for Winning Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we hope you guys enjoy, and we hope that this encourages couples and singles alike.
I don't know exactly where to start. I just, we did a list.
We made a list, yeah, 15 things.
15.
So yours is first. The number one
So-
thing is,
15 things. I didn't know we had 15.
yeah, 15 years, 15 things.
Oh, okay, I got
Get
you.
it?
Okay. So listen, all right, check this out. So she asked me to give, it felt like a setup though. She wanted me to give a list of the things that I had learned over the, course of us being married, and, what would I share with other people, and, she's a witty one, so I had to take my time and kind of suss out the situation. I know
It wasn't a
she was trying to
situation.
set me up. Like,
No.
okay, so that's what you learned in 15 years. That's all you learned.
No, I
But
didn't.
so the first thing I said, me being me,
Number one.
I said, let her be right.
No, that's not what you said first. That is not what you said first. I wrote
Just let her. Oh, okay.
that's
so
number two.
I got
Do
you.
you see what I have to deal with?
communication.
Folks? Communication.
Communication is key.
Number one.
Number one is communication. Communication will have you all over the place. Because, you'll be thinking somebody said something and, they didn't really say that, and you trying to be 100% clear, or you just thought you heard something that you really didn't hear, or some assumptions, assuming, okay, well, she gonna handle that because I'm over here doing this. But if you don't really tell each other, what's really going on, they could be completely on another plane, a program, doing whatever they think they need to do, thinking that you should be covering whatever the situation is. So communication is key, man. It's even in just especially if you got kids, it rolls
lot
over into
going
that.
on. Yeah.
If both of you are really career oriented, you definitely gotta have that, or you have a lot of drop balls.
Yes. So communication is a good one, and also, of course, what should be number one is you've got Christ at the head of your relationship, because truly knowing and loving Christ will teach you how to love and care for your spouse the way that you're supposed to. So you have to have Christ at the center and at the head of your relationship. If you're single and you're looking to get in a relationship with somebody, if they don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, then nah, it's not gonna work. Because
We need a fax button. Facts.
because it takes a lot of love and a lot of patience in relationships, because it is a lot of work. And if you do not have Christ on the inside, living and dwelling on the inside of you, you can find it very, very hard to be in a relationship with someone, because a lot of times you may want to walk away. You may want to be like, they're getting on my nerves. I'm not trying to hear that, whatever. But Christ will prick your heart and say, go back and apologize.
She said that you might want to walk away. It made me think of a time I had made her mad. We was driving down the street. She got out the car.
And I got out the car. I was
And
like,
start walking.
I sure did.
Oh, she wasn't
In my
leaving.
intent, I was just going to keep walking.
She just was walking, so I'm driving out. You know, it's like
This
movie,
brother
you know.
was driving down the street.
Slow.
Babe, get in the car.
Get in the car, girl.
Babe,
Go on,
get
get back
in
in
the
the
car.
car. Stop playing.
I was like, no!
I don't know if I was picking with her bad, if it was just, I don't know what
He
it
was being so mean that morning. And I had to go to work, and it just wasn't a good time.
Yeah, she was on the way. I had to take her. I was taking her to
He was
work.
finna drop me off at work.
And she got out the car way far from her. There was no way she was going to make it to work.
I was driving at first, so I pulled over to the side of the road and got out the car. he had to
All right.
figure it out from there. You brought it up.
I'm just
You
saying,
should've
you
brought it up.
said, you know, you might want to leave or walk out. It just made me think about that time you had out the car. Anyways, okay, so communication that's number one.
Keep Christ at the center.
Keep Christ as keep Christ as the center. That is number one.
That's number
Communication
one.
is.
Then get your communication in order.
Mm-hmm.
Then his number two was,
My number two was let her be right sometimes. You know, sometimes it ain't even worth an argument. You know what I mean? You know the truth. Fellas, you know the truth. You know what I mean? And ladies, you know, y'all be right a lot of times, you know. And so, you know, sometimes it ain't worth dying on that hill. You know what I'm saying?
if they would just yield sometimes and be like, babe, you know what? You were right.
Mm-hmm. That's what I
Then
said. You right.
It makes it all better, but they fight to the death, holding on to their little theories.
So you gotta be careful though, cause you know you be like, yeah, you right, but then they don't believe you, like really trying to, you know, let them have that, and then it's a whole nother like, no, you just saying that cause you don't want to talk about it no more.
Most of the time it's sarcastic. Okay, but let's
All
move
right,
on.
move on.
Okay, so another one I had was listen to understand, not to respond. A lot of times when you get in an argument or a discussion, I'll say, with your spouse, you're already listing combat lines in your mind. Especially me, because I'm a facts-oriented person and I have a long memory. So I remember like everything he says, everything he does, and I have a list of things ready when I'm getting ready to have a discussion with
Because
you.
she ain't really truly
I
forgiving me.
already have the
got a list.
facts, so I have a list. So if you're gonna be talking to me, I don't want to hear it unless you can say something about all these facts I'm finna list. So that has been a big problem for me that I am really, really working on and asking Jesus to help me with, because I haven't let go of that. Because still, when he says things, I'm still thinking in my mind, but what about so-and-so? What about so-and-so? You know, but sometimes it's better to just shut up. And my mom told me that. Just,
Amen, somebody.
just be quiet, Shelly.
Come on for the shut up. Come on.
Sometimes you just have to be quiet. And it's true. Because even when you know that you may
Facts,
be
but-
right, even when you know that you may have a valid point, sometimes just to bring peace in your home, you just have to be quiet and be like, okay, Lord, you show him. Because I tried, but you have to handle this one for me.
Pull up on
So
your
it's
local
better
grocery store.
to just be quiet.
Go in the beverage section. Get you a nice big jug of shut up juice.
No. But the point was to listen to understand. I've learned now to listen to his side, and even if I don't agree with him, I still need to listen and hear what he's saying and agree with his point. And don't just be like, well, what about this? You know. So listen to understand, not just to respond.
So my number 3 was resolve issue as soon as possible. Me, a lot of times, I don't even want to be going through the argument. Fellas, I mean, for those that have been married for a while, they know that, you know, you just want her to be happy so y'all can continue to have a peaceful household, you know, and if you can get to the bottom and resolve the issue as soon as possible, then that doesn't linger on, and then you be miserable for, you know, the whole house be miserable for You know, it ain't even necessary. But see, the other thing is though, because I know some people don't like to talk about issues right away because they be so mad. So you definitely have to kind of test the waters, or just kind of know how your mate communicates, and how long, or being able to figure out the right time to discuss, resolving the issue or whatever you guys got going on.
And that leads to one of mine, which is when you're communicating about an issue, make sure that you both understand or come to an understanding before you conclude the conversation. Because sometimes you may have said something in the conversation and feel like you've squashed it and think y'all are on the same page, but what I heard and what he said were two different things. So you have to make sure that you both come to an understanding and that you're both okay with everything before you leave the conversation, and that there's nothing still left on the table.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So number 4 for me is trust each other. Get back to that place where that person has your best interest at heart. And if you don't have trust for the person that you with, then you might be in a bad situation, or y'all just might need to go through some things where you can build that trust. So knowing that a person has your back and them knowing that you have their back really puts a different kind of energy in the atmosphere, and just motivates your spouse to do whatever they're doing on another level.
Another one that I had is learn your spouse. In other words, pay attention to them. Pay attention to the little things that they say that they like, because a lot of times in courtship and in trying to get with somebody, you pay really close attention and really listen to them, but sometimes when you get married, some of that fades away as you get more responsibility and kids and stuff like that. You stop sometimes paying attention to the little things.
Wait, I'm sorry.
About your spouse.
What you talking about?
Oh my God. You see what I'm saying?
I zoned out for a second. You're just so beautiful right now.
No, don't try to fix it. Anyways, so pay attention to your spouse. That is number 1, because over time too, you grow as a person and things about you change. So you have to constantly be paying attention to your spouse. Their wants and needs may change. They may find that when they get older, some of the things they used to be interested in, they're not as interested in anymore. So just constantly pay attention to your spouse and do little things to let them know that you are paying attention to them and that you've heard them, and that you're listening when they talk to you.
So the next thing is pray together. Now I've been, growing up, and I wasn't always a believer or lived, a Christian lifestyle, but I've dated a bunch of different girls, and my wife was the first girl that I ever prayed with, and so for me it was like a whole nother thing. I'm just like, yo, this is different here, what I'm saying? I ain't never prayed, and but even as we carried on into marriage and things like that, prayer, it's just like I don't know, man, it's like a key to everything, as long as your communication together is clear. But when you have God in the mix of that communication, it kind of it really puts things in order. Yeah, it just flows better, and so, and I guess, that has a lot to do with just keeping God in the center of your relationship, and if you do that, you can do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? All right, now we on camera. Saying we'll have us a tape out, TMZ. What's out, TMZ?
No, but we married.